Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain about the Mauryan administration system. This is one of the most important topic, and it was a most important essay type question in the view of annual examination. So that's why you are listen to me carefully and write down the key points. Okay, students. Mauryans are the first rulers of the introducing of a special administrative system in our ancient India. Mainly, two important sources are useful to the study of Mauryan administration. There, one is Ardhashastra and second one is Indica. Ardhashastra is written by Kautilya. He is also known as Chanakya. In that, he mentioned about the unique points of administrative system of Mauryans. And Indica, Megasthenes is an ambassador of Greek king. He visited the court of Maurya Chandragupta and also write about the administrative system of Mauryans in his text. These two texts are most valuable to the study of Mauryan administrative system. According to these texts, the Mauryan administration can be divided into mainly two categories. One is central government and the second one is provincial government. First of all, we talk about central government. Central government can be divided into two categories. One is king and the second one is council of ministers or Mantri Parishad. What type of powers have been controlled by the king? Here, generally, king followed all powers in his hands. That's why I mentioned here, kingship type administrative system was generally seen in this policies. Kingship. And kingship is hereditary. అది వారసత్వంగా కూడా వస్తుంది. And he was the highest functionary of the administration. He was the highest functionary of the administration, and also he was the highest official in legislative, executive and judicial. He was the highest in legislative, executive and judicial. All powers in his hands. Generally, the king implemented the native dharma. When they are making laws and when they are making rules and regulations, the kings followed the native dharma. That's why I mentioned here, implemented native dharma. And king developed all sectors, all factors like development for agriculture, development for trade and commerce, development for transports and development for industries also. This type of factories, this type of factors are developed by the rulers. Okay, king played a key role in the following of administrative system. And second, Mantri Parishad. Mantri Parishad nothing but council of ministers. Why assisted by the council of ministers? యాక్చువల్గా మనం చెప్పుకోవాలంటే ఒక్కడే రాజ్యాన్ని మొత్తం పరిపాలన చేయలేడు కాబట్టి ద కింగ్ అసిస్టెడ్ బై ఏ కౌన్సిల్ ఆఫ్ మినిస్టర్స్. దిస్ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్ మంత్రి పరిషత్. ఇన్ దిస్ కౌన్సిల్ we found a specific ministers are there like Mantri, Purohita, Yuvaraja and Senapati. These are the members of Mantri Parishad and they were give a valuable advises suggestions to the king in the view of administrative purpose. So this is the central and provincial government. And also I mentioned another type of administration also here, that is provincial government. The provincial, for the administrative convenience purpose, the total Mauryan Empire kingdom was divided into Janapadas. Janapadas can be divided into Pradeshas. Pradeshas can be divided into villages. Generally, the Janapadas were headed by governor, and Pradeshas headed by Purushas, and villages headed by Gramika. These are the chief heads of the administrative wings. Generally, the princes of the royal family members should be appointed as a governor of Janapadas, and Pradesha's head was Purusha. He was the responsible for governor, and his main duty was collecting land tax and maintain peace and law. And Gramika was the head of the village. Village was the basic unit of administrative system in any administration and any time. This is provincial government. And next, revenue administration. Land tax was main income source of the state. You can see in ancient any dynasty, in the period of ancient Indian history, land tax was main income source of the state. Any dynasty, it was common point. Land tax was the main income source of the state. How much they collected? 1/6 or 1/4 of land tax were collecting from the peasants to the produce. వాళ్ళు పండించినటువంటి మొత్తం పంటలో 1/6 or 1/4 collected. And who collected? Gopa, a special officer for collecting land tax. Gopa was special officer for collecting land tax. And land tax could be paid in kind or cash. ధన రూపంలో చెల్లించవచ్చు, ధాన్య రూపంలో చెల్లించవచ్చు. Tax could be paid in kind or cash. So not only land tax, but some of another taxes also collecting from the people during the time of Mauryan administration. They are water tax, mining tax, liquor tax, and manufacturing of arms. This type of taxes also most important taxes collecting from the people. So this is revenue administration. And next, military administration. Mauryans maintained a huge army for the protecting their state. In this army, 6 lakhs are foot soldiers, 30,000 are cavalry, and 9,000 infantry, and 8,000 chariots. These are the strength of the Mauryan army, Mauryan soldiers. Generally, the military administration carried by 30 members committee. This chief was Senapati. And who were the chief of the army of Mauryans? King of Maurya was the chief of the military administration. And next, judicial administration. King's court was the supreme authority of the judicial, but 2 courts are mentioned in various rock edicts of Ashoka. They are Dharmasteya and Kantakashoda. Dharmasteya deals with civil matters. That's why this is civil court. And Kantakashoda deals with criminal matters. That's why this is called as criminal court. Dharmasteya and Kantakashoda. These are the 2 important courts during the time of Mauryans. And punishments is very cruel. Punishments is very cruel. And some of another judicial officers are seen in Mauryans rock edicts. They are Sthaniya. He was an officer on 800 villages. And Dronamukha, he was an officer on 400 villages. And Karvatika, he was an officer on 200 villages. and Sangrahana, he was the officer on 10 villages. These are the most important officers of judicial during the time of Mauryans. And Megasthenes Indica mentioned about city administration also. The city was specially described about the Patliputra city administration. According to their view of Megasthenes, the city administration was controlled by Nagarika. He was the chief of the city administration, and he was assisted by a 30 members committee. This committee was divided into 6 panchayats. Nagarika was the chief of the city administration, and Nagarika was assisted by 30 members committee, and this committee was divided into 6 panchayats, and each panchayat consisted looking their branch. They are first branch work for industries, and second facilities for foreigners, and third committee registration of births and deaths, and fourth panchayat trade, commerce and weight measurement, and for fifth committee sales of goods, and sixth committee collection of taxes. So this is the information about city administration. Tomorrow we shall discuss about the social, economic and religious conditions during the time of Mauryans.